Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and prophets. Another respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth all over the globe worldwide. Coming back at you again with another lesson through the power and spirit, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And basically, the title of the lesson is, you get off RT News, but it says to the effect that from the San Antonio to the Alamo, it said 8 times that U.S. that the Hain West is trying to denounce its history. And when they're talking about the West, we're talking about here in Babylon the Great. It's talking about here in the United States, which we call Babylon the Great. So you can also rephrase that as, Esau, Edom is ashamed of his own history. And say that again, Esau, Edom is ashamed of his own history. And what I mean by that? You mean by that, if you read, it's in RT News if you want to go into the article. And I'm not going to read the article because it's very lengthy. And it has like 8 paragraphs on 8 key points. It's showing that Esau, Edom, hate his history. And I'm just going to point out the 8 points that they're talking about there. I'm going to hit a few scriptures. And then I pray that this lesson be edifying. So I don't want to make this lesson too long. It shows that shameful spirit is coming upon Esau, Edom. And why they say that? For those who waking up, you have to understand that Esau, Edom is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. They have done all this wickedness for so long, and now they're hearing that the truth is coming out, and they're hearing that that their judgment is pretty much in hand. So what they're trying to do now, they're trying to attempt to erase every part of history, all the bad stuff and what they done, because they are ashamed of the people who they are according to the scriptures. Because the scriptures calls Esau, Edom the wicked. And you go into Job 9:24, it said that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now who is he? And what they have done, they have covered up the face of the judges. They have, polluted the world with wickedness, man. They got the earth on this vibration of wickedness. You see? And this is what this is all about, man. And now they saying that their judgment is here, and their judgment is at hand. So now what they're trying to do now, they're trying to attempt to cover up their history. They attempt to trying to cover their tracks. But Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah already has their track record, man. So it nothing they can do is to cover up their history. And you have their ancestors, as it said in Ecclesiastes chapter 41 verse 7, they're gonna complain over ungodly father. So they're gonna complain their forefathers had done all this. You can run across an Edomite, so-called white man, they'll say, well, my forefather did that. I ain't had nothing to do with the history. I don't have to pay for the crimes that my forefather did. Yes, you do. Somebody has to pay the piper for them crimes, man. And for you to try to change your history, it's not going to work. You see, because guess what? We had to pay for the sins of our forefathers. And scripture goes on to say, if he punishes his own people, you're not going to go unpunished, roughly paraphrasing. Most High punish, the children of Israel, his own people, for the sins that they have committed. You might think you're going to go unpunished, but guess what? You're not going to go unpunished. But let's go on with the article. I'm just going to read the 8 points, and I'm going to bring out the scriptures, and then this lesson, then that's going to be it for the lesson. Number 1, that nothing is Scandinavian. And number 2, this is funny. They try to say that Confederates never existed. And they in America, they had the Confederate flag, and they had all this Confederate stuff that is up. The stuff that they had done against the Most High chosen people. But now all of a sudden, your judgment here. Now you acting as though you ashamed of your history. Now you ain't ashamed of your history. You just guilty, man. Because if it's nothing wrong with your history, why would you be ashamed of it? Why would you try to say the Confederates they never existed? But here in the South, man, in the southern states, they had a Confederate flag. They have it in their house. They have it flown on the cars. Here in the South, man, they had a Confederate flag all around. They proud of that Confederate flag. But now all of a sudden they trying to say that it never existed. That shows you the double-mindedness of Esau, Edom, man. They shows you their wickedness, man. And they show you how much they trying to cover up their history. And you're not gonna be able to cover up your history against the Most High, man. He has everything documented. He has everything recorded. And also on top of that, the Most High already know you gonna do that before you actually did it. So you're not hiding anything from the Most High, man. They not that they trying to say that Confederates never existed. You see, and this number 3 is very, very funny, man. It said now the publishers want to throw blackface on classic literature, like Frankenstein and Three Musketeers. And these people still trying to make mockery of the Most High chosen people, man. And now they want to throw blackface upon their they so-called trying to give history a facelift. But what they doing, they making mockery of you, Chase, man, you Black, Latino, Native Americans. They making fun of you in the process of they trying to say they trying to change history, man. Now they trying to correct their wrongdoing. But guess what? It's not going to help, man. You still got to pay for the crime that you committed. You see, you still got to pay for your sin, for your wickedness that you had done against the Most High chosen people. And for you to try to throw blackface on like Three Musketeers and Frankenstein, all these other literatures, trying to say, oh, it's too white, so we're gonna throw blackface on it just to give it a new look. No. You making fun of the Most High chosen people, man, and you trying to cover up your shameful history, and that's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. And you can get these off RT News, man. They just posted an article about 3 hours ago. So if your brother want to go in and do lessons on it, you feel free. It basically going to be called, I'm just paraphrasing it, it's going to be 8 times that the Hayden West trying to denounce his history, man. Basically you could say Esau, Edom trying to denounce their history. Number 4, they said the 4th point is they're ashamed of England's history. England's your cousin, man. They all Edomites, man. England, you got the Edomites in the United States. They all Edomites, man. They won't act like they're ashamed of England history, but the United States came from England, man. They broke away from England. You see? They broke away from England. And now they won't act as though they shame their history. Guess what? You part of their history, man. You benefit off their history. You see? You can't get around it, man. And then number 5 said, forget the Alamo. That's a big thing here in San Antonio, Texas. About the Alamo. Now all of a sudden they acting ashamed of that. And then number 6 is really funny. The 6th point is down with Christopher Columbus. They celebrate, the birthday of Christopher Columbus here in the United States, man. They made a holiday tribute to him. And all of a sudden now you want to be ashamed of his history. And what Christopher Columbus do, you might ask? He also was part of that slavery, man. He brought slaves over here in the United States, so you part of that too. You see, you can't get around that. You want to act as though that you ashamed of your history. You can't get around that, man. And you know what I'm saying? Even Christopher Columbus, he had slaves, man. You can't get out of that, man. You can't try to erase history. Well, you can, but get what? The Most High already got on record, man. And the reason why you doing that, Esau, is because you know you got to pay for the crimes and the sin that you commit against the Most High chosen people. And you got a heavy judgment coming upon you. And now you trying to erase the history and trying to erase your crimes that you committed. Get what? There's no erasing it. You got to deal with it. You got to deal with the fact that you have to pay for what your forefather did. You got to pay for the sin that your forefather had committed. Just like we had to pay for the sins of our forefathers. We had to drink of that cup, man. As it said in Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 14 through 29, all the nations going to have to drink of that cup. We had to drink of because we broke the covenant of Yahweh Shem Shah. We had to drink of the cup. And get what? And you benefited off our slavery. You benefited off our downfall. So get what? You got to pay for the crimes that you committed. You can't get out of it. It don't matter how much history you're trying to erase. You still got to pay for the crimes that you committed against the Most High chosen people. You know, continue on. It said number 7, Bryn makes nothing. And then last but not least, now they want to say George Washington is suddenly offensive. You see, now they want to say that George Washington is suddenly offensive. Now they want to say that the first, technically the first president was a black president, but continue on. But they don't mention that. They say the first president, not George Washington. All of a sudden he's offensive. And George Washington, he had slaves too. You see, you people can't get around it, man. And then y'all have a holiday for him too. Y'all celebrate his birthday. George Washington's birthday. You have a holiday made unto him as well. And you made a holiday all these people that did evil against our ancestors, man. But now all of a sudden now, see, you realize that the prophets of the Lord are waking up to the truth, and they telling you your judgment of what's going to happen to you because of what you had done against the Most High chosen people. Now all of a sudden now you're ashamed of your history. All of a sudden now you want to denounce your history. You want to change your history. Why? Because you don't want to accept the fact of the matter that all the offense that you have done is going to come back upon you, man. It's the will of Yahweh Shem Shah, and he's going to judge you for that. It's no amount of history change you can do to try to avoid your judgment. You see, you're gonna have to pay for your judgment that you have committed against the Most High. And I'm gonna go ahead and get a few scriptures on that. Get a few scriptures, then I pray that this lesson gonna be edifying. I'm not gonna make this lesson too long. I'm gonna just read out the 8 points again. That way, you guys missed it, and you didn't catch on to it. The first point is nothing is Scandinavian, and they made a video on that, and I guess they trying to change it, and then they disable the comments. And then number 2 is Confederates never existed. Number 3, publishers throw blackface on classic literature. Number 4, the shame of England history. Number 5, forget the Alamo. Number 6, down with Christopher Columbus. Number 7, Britain makes nothing. And number 8, George Washington is suddenly offensive. Those are the 8 points. I didn't read the article because it's a very lengthy article, and I don't want to take up too much time, because you know how short attention span Jake is, man. They have a very short attention span. So if you want to get those 8 points, you can go on RT News, and that's where you get it at. It calls 8 times that the Hayden West, trying to denounce his history. Something to that effect. It got posted like 3 hours ago. So if you want to do a lesson on you brothers, can feel free. But we're gonna go ahead and go to scriptures. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna go ahead and start at verse 15. It said, Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and makest him drink drunken also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. And Esau Edom had looked upon our nakedness, and they see that we fallen from our covenant with the Most High, and they had looked upon our nakedness, and they had took advantage of that, that we lost, we forgot who we were as a people, and they took advantage of that, and they said that we came from Africa, we were naked swinging on vines, we didn't have a history until 1619, which we know that's a lie. And guess what? We have a history. We the chosen people of Yahweh Shem Shah. We the Israelites, you Black, Latino, Native Americans. They took advantage of that, as well as the other nations, but mainly Esau Edom is the chief person that took advantage of that. But continue on verse 16. It said, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spirit shall be upon thy glory." And now all of a sudden, since their judgment come out, they're ashamed of their glory, man. They're ashamed of what they have done. Now they want to change it. They want to act as though they never existed. Just like they trying to say that slavery never existed. But guess what? You can't get out of the fact of the matter that you have done these terrible things, man. Especially you had done these terrible things against the Most High chosen people. Now all of a sudden, since your sin is coming out, instead of all of a sudden now your history is coming out about what you done, all of a sudden now you want to change history. All of a sudden now you want to act as though you ashamed of English history. You're ashamed of George Washington. These are the people that you laud and you look up to, man. You look up to George Washington. You proud of being a Confederate, especially in the South, man. Now all of a sudden now you act as though you trying to say that the Confederates never existed. You trying to say that George Washington all of a sudden is offensive, but you're not going to get out of your judgment. Understand that you are not going to get out of your judgment. You see, you're gonna have to pay for that, man. All the stuff that you done against the Most High chosen people, you're going to have to pay for that. All the bloody history that you have caused upon the earth, you're going to have to pay for that, man. Because Genesis chapter 27, around verse 40, it said, "And by thy sword thou shalt live, and when thou hast the dominion, thou shalt break his brother yoke from off thy neck." And there was a prophecy of Esau, man. He said, by the sword you're going to live. And that's what you devil's been living by for all this time. It's by the sword. Now all of a sudden, now you heard about your punishment. Now all of a sudden you want to try to denounce your punishment. You trying to denounce your judgment. Guess what? You got to pay for the crimes that you committed. You got to pay for your bloody history. Let's continue on Habakkuk 2:17. It said, "For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of the beast which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein." And that's how you got all these land, how you got America. Babylon the Great, you got from rape, rob, and murder. And to get a precept to Habakkuk 2:17, let's go to Numbers 35 and 33. You see, you got these lands by murder, man, by the sword, by violence. And now all of a sudden, now violence gonna cover thee. Same thing that you did to the Most High chosen people is gonna come back upon you. Numbers 35 and 33. It reads, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." That's straight up plain. You took lands by rape, rob, and murder. You shed the blood of people that belong to land. Just like here in America, this land belonged to the tribe of Gad. And guess what? You shed all their blood, man. And you shed their blood, and you took their land. Just like you took other lands. You see, you got to pay for that. And all of a sudden, you want to act like you ashamed of your history. You ashamed of your history. Your history, it was nothing but bloodshed, man. And another thing we're trying to do, you trying to cover over the fact that So like you trying to cover over the fact that you have been violent, man. And that's how you get down, man. You get down through violence. And you got to pay for that. And you want to cut off the name of Israel too. And that's another reason why you trying to cover your history, because you realize that you got to pay for your crimes. You got to pay for things that you have committed. And this is Psalms 137:7. It reads, remember Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Base raise it means to destroy it, man. You want to destroy Jerusalem. You see, in verse 8 says, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy it shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. And that's how, and that what's going to happen. You serve the Most High chosen people by basically, you covering up their history, not telling them who they are, but through the power and spirit, Yahweh Shem Shah, he woke his men up and through the spirit and show us who we are as his people, man. And all of a sudden, now we waking up and we bringing out your shameful history. All of a sudden now you want to act as though you're ashamed of your history. But guess what? They're not going to erase the fact of the matter that you got to pay for the crime that you have committed. And you covering up your history is not going to help, because you got to pay for the crime that you have done. And you got to pay for what you've done against the Most High chosen people. But that's it for a lesson. I pray that this lesson will edify. I want to call the Hoya, Yahweh, by Shem Shah, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, and prophets. Enough respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth all over the globe. See you again with another lesson real soon. Yahweh willing. Shalom, Abba Ball, and Kwam Yasharala.